Hummer, na digital blessing. High tech, they rise, no stressing. Money boy on the beat. I see numbers on my screen. Green candles make me lean. My people, them, they win. High tech, they flow like stream. Enough we go down. Now only young we know. All my people gather round. Make we show them how we grow. High tech, na juju money. Juju money. Price, they rise infinitely. My God, dash us this blessing. This blessing. Digital money, no go rest, oh. No rest. Sharp pattern, they confirm. Every trader, they affirm. All time high, no be ceiling. Market makers, them, they feeling. My brother, check the stats. Numbers climbing like that. New record every day. High tech, show them the way. Enough it go down. Now only up we know. All my people gather around. Make we show them how we.
Oh, okay. Now it's back. All right. So for a second, I had a little bit of a problem with the mic. Now I think it's gone. Let me quickly check. All right. Yeah. Sound is working, so we can start. Apparently, a little bit of complications on the start. So my name is Hightech. I'm the creator of the Hightech meme coin, which is a totally revolutionary approach to a meme coin. I'm basically showing the world how it should be done, and the meat of the meat and potatoes of this live stream is me talking about what just happened in the cryptocurrency market. What do you think about it? And I share my perspective, given that I've been for 11 years in this space, almost 11 years. I mean, in total, and. And yeah, I think it's worth giving a shot if you haven't seen my channel before. So yeah, let's switch the screen and let's see what we can talk about today. So as you may have noticed, the title is a little bit dramatic. Bitcoin is down 4 with many exclamation marks. But then there is a question mark in parentheses. So those that are a little bit more Hawkeye have spotted it, probably. So what do you mean? What do I mean by that? I'm going to discuss it briefly, of course, very soon. But first, let me quickly share this live stream. There, my back is itchy. It wasn't itchy before. Now, out of a sudden, it's itchy. So, I must scratch myself. Okay, yeah. So, allow me to quickly share about this live stream on X. If you guys can do that for me, that's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Because as you see, I'm a micro influencer so far. Of course, my ambition is to grow big, to grow global. So if you can help me in that journey, that's perfect. Let me see. Look on chain. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, about it here. Jump in. Yeah, jump in. I will share it only 2 times just so I don't get banned by X. So yeah, delivering on my word, keeping my word. Now I have to say what I think about it. Whale 0x720A exited Hyperliquid with a profit of $13.6 million, then stopped perhaps trading and bought 3,322 ETH spot. If for whatever reason you manage to get a win that big, you should very, very quickly abandon the ship of perpetual trading and just forget about it, right? Because that's casino. That's like winning a lottery. If by whatever set of circumstances, destiny led you to that moment, it's time to completely withdraw and forget about such a thing as leverage trading, right? So him buying ETH, even though I don't like ETH, and people that watch me, very well that I'm not the biggest ETH fan, but I still think it has a lot of room to grow from where it is currently. Even though, some big X profiles are calling for shorting it, I think that's a very bad idea right now. There will be time to, exit it and wave it goodbye, but that's not probably not within next 365 days. So probably later than that. So yeah, here you have it. My comment on it. The bull market is back. That was 17 hours ago, so this one is a little bit dated. So I don't want to share my live stream link in a dated post. That one was 25 minutes ago. Gassit Uranus. But this one is a small influencer. So I'm not going to get much exposure there. What else? Gambiro, just ETH trying to reach $4,000. It will get there. Much higher too. I discuss it here. Jump in. Yeah. So twice. I have shared it twice. So yeah, the job is done. The job is done for this live stream. Now I can sit back and relax and keep talking about the stuff I wanted to talk. So yeah. Because otherwise, if I don't do it, I mean, I apologize for doing it on air, but if I don't do it, highly likely, nearly nobody will see it, so I'm kind of forced to it. And at the same time, at the same occasion, I can call you guys, for doing that. If you guys have any questions, of course, if you want to start a discussion about something that is of your great interest, just write me in the live chat. It doesn't matter on what platform you are watching it, because I will see it exactly here in Rumble Studio. Besides Kick,
Invite you.
Kick I will not see. In order to see
In
Kick,
Rumble
I have
Studio.
to. Besides Kick,
Invite you.
Kick. Wow, the delay is very small. That's surprising. Okay, let's pop out chat. Let's pop it out. Let's do it here. Yeah, so right now I'm 100% ready to receive any feedback from you in the live chat naturally. So today, as you see, the altcoin market is not doing that bad. Yesterday it was much worse, of course, and double digits pretty much everywhere, with just few exceptions. MT IDEX 3, which I have no idea what that is, but yeah, the market is doing fairly well. I don't have any very impressive entries to show you for now. I mean, not just yet, because just yesterday I got pushed out of many trades. I mean, my system fired up a lot of exits, so that is why I'm like, majority of my positions are out. Maybe like, I don't know, 20% is remaining, so not that much, but given how it all starts to look, probably I will have a lot of re-entries very soon, sometime today, highly likely. It's Thursday, by the way. So yeah, yesterday I said that Wednesday probably, I mean the day before yesterday, I said Wednesday probably will be very boring, and on Thursday market will show us where it really wants to go. So here you have it. And I was saying probably it will show us that it wants to go higher, and here you have it. Everything's green. So I think, signs are pretty clear to, to anyone who was wondering. So why I gave such a drastic title to this live stream, right? Is Bitcoin down for? Well, here I'm referring to what are the comments about that report released yesterday by the White House about cryptocurrencies. I don't remember what was the name of it. And there was no mention of SBR, so Sovereign Bitcoin Reserve, right? So people were a little bit disappointed. But today I've seen that their opinions, it contains a little bit of hints pointing at SBR. So apparently not all hope is lost, and maybe it's leaving a small door open to this discussion sometime later this year. That's what I'm thinking. To be honest, I don't think this subject will completely fade away. I think it will be coming back at us as boomerang in upcoming months, and I think in the very end we are going to get it. We are going to get it, but probably it will not be like in a super juiced form. It will be a little bit nerfed, so to speak, and people will be disappointed anyway. I mean, those that have super huge hopes for it, and how powerful push up it can bring to the market. It will still pump markets, but probably it will be somewhat disappointing. I mean, especially to people in the know, how theoretically speaking it should look to give the biggest boost. But to the populace, probably it will be good for the populace. Probably it will be just good enough, right? They will not know. Let's say those tiny little details that actually nerf it, right? So that's kind of a scenario I'm predicting how it's going to be, how it's going to display, unfold. When exactly that one is going to come to us, I have no idea. From a couple of months to a few months. I don't think we are going. We will have to wait for it longer than a year. I think it's going to be faster. Before 365 days pass, counting from today. So yeah, before the July 2026, I'm fairly certain, 99% certain we will already have SBR in United States. Even though I say we, even though I'm not an American citizen, I'm not from United States. So, but we as the crypto sphere, right? As the cryptoverse. So yeah, kernel is one of my positions. It already gave me a double. A while ago, I was showing it on this channel as well. These channels, because I'm live streaming to five platforms right now: Rumble, YouTube, X, Kick, Twitch. Quite a lot. give me a follow, of course. Give me a subscribe. Don't lose my channel. And guys, write something in the chat, because it's so nice when there is a feedback. It's so much more interesting to me and to you, definitely. So yeah, I highly encourage you to use that privilege of yours. So yeah, hey, it looks bad. It looks like with this red X put on the Bitcoin coin. But if you don't make any sort of clickbaits nowadays, nobody really clicks it. So you're kind of forced to it if you're a content creator. But yeah, I mean, for now we still did not have it. we haven't got it, right? We haven't got it. The SBR in that report released yesterday, there was no particular talk about it. there was only a little bit of hints. So who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we will not see it at all. But it's probably unlikely that United States are going to sleep on it. Probably not. Not with this administration that is probably the most pro crypto that could ever be. So there is. I don't think we have much ground doubting that it will come to fruition at some point. Okay. Yeah, let's switch to Bitcoin. Let's switch to Bitcoin. There's a couple of charts I want to see today because I barely woke up. I'm drinking just my second coffee. I always, pretty much always, every day drink 2 coffees for the start. It's like kind of my breakfast because I eat only once a day. So yeah, with milk and sugar. People usually boast that they drink a black coffee, no milk, no sugar. That's not me. I would not be able to do that. But on the other hand, like I said, I do not eat breakfast or supper. I eat only once a day. So, that should justify me. I think that should let's say, badass me to their level. And yeah, but black coffee is just way too bitter for me, and it's without sugar. Oh my god! If I sugar it, sprinkle it with sugar enough, then it's possible to tolerate that taste for me. But with like raw, I'm sorry. I have too aristocratic mouth, too aristocratic tongue. Okay, so. Yeah, as you probably remember from yesterday, I'm out of the Bitcoin market. This last trade resulted in a tiny loss, minus 1.14%. Nothing really to cry about. Actually, whenever you open a trade, you want to keep the losses below 3%. So this one is way below 3%. So I can't really complain given that, last 3 trades in total, I mean, last 2 were negative, but last 3 I'm in a decent profit if you count last 3, so I cannot really complain. But anyway, as you see, there was an attempt to dump this market, but later it got bought up, and right now we are higher than my exit. And to be honest, this is what I was expecting. I never interrupt my algorithm, my systems with how it trades, because I've done it on a couple of occasions, and later on it turned out it was a terrible idea. So it just literally spanked me, everywhere. It burned me badly, and I learned my lesson. And oftentimes it was exactly like this. So first there was an attempt to dump, later it actually had a bounce, and later it rolled over in a nastiest manner possible. But in this case, this is exactly what I was expecting. I don't think we have environment for big dumps, for big corrections right now, which I keep repeating on every single live stream. But I'm still a very small influencer, so there is a lot of random people that stumble upon my material, so I'm kind of forced to do a lot of repetition, a lot of repeating here. But yeah, I think we are going to ascend higher, and I will get a re-entry sometime soon. Given how it looks, judging with naked eye, probably I will get a re-entry. Maybe even tomorrow I'll be already live streaming you guys and telling you that I already got that re-entry, right? We'll see. On 1 hourly, I'm still in a trade. On 15 minute, on 1 hourly, nothing has happened, as you see. On 15 minute, it exited. But 15 minutes sometimes overreacts a little bit. So that is why I'm not overly scared And I don't really see any really bad signs from whichever side that could be giving us early warnings that something is about to break badly. Let's take a look at SPY. You see, so on SPY there was a little bit of a dump yesterday. It ended with quite a nice buy up, and now probably we are going to open at new all-time highs, right? Because this one SPY mirrors S&P. If you did not know it, so that means S&P will also open at record highs. So exactly as I've been saying, right? The best we can count on here is some sideways and for a few days, and then get another all-time high. This is literally what I've been saying for this week, throughout this week, right? Also, of course, we still have 4 hours remaining. Yeah, 3 hours remaining for this market to open. I don't think much will change. I don't think this will degrade to a degree that this all-time high will be out of the window by then. Probably not. So yeah, in my opinion, we are getting it. We're getting it, and here, as you see, when we were closing the trading session, we had a dump, and on Bitcoin we had a dump, so probably it coincided. So Bitcoin, let's say, stays with that nasty correlation of dumping when S&P is dumping and not pumping when S&P is pumping. Let's see if this changes today. Highly likely, yes. Highly likely it will change today because it's Thursday, and as I've previously mentioned, the crypto market likes to make up its mind on Thursday specifically, and later, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it emphasizes on that decision. So yeah, very nice to see. Definitely a very nice view. Let me see how the connection is doing. Yeah, yesterday I had an interruption while live streaming, and on some platforms it continued live stream, but on YouTube, from what I remember, it did not renew it. It actually just ended it right there, and it was. I hate when that happens, because it just limits my exposure. It wastes my time. It moves my progress onto another day. Extends, the time I have to wait for gaining followers. So it's not very nice. Hopefully today it's going to stay stable. It will stay stable. Yeah. Guys, if you have any questions, ask me. I will see it here in the live chat, of course. As you see, I'm checking it. It's always very nice when there is a feedback from the viewers. Let me maybe open it also on my phone on X, because here I don't have it, just in case. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, now I have it, of course. Now I have it, so I'll be quick to answer. Okay, what about here? Some notifications. Okay, somebody liked my post. That's cool. Let's take a look at altcoins and others. How this one is looking. Green daily. I think we can recognize also a pattern here, that we are having a bull flag right here. I think this is how you should be treating it. Let's take a look how it looks on the weekly. On the weekly, it looks like this. So yeah, just yesterday, this weekly was looking way worse, and I was telling you guys, don't fade it, don't fade this weekly, because this week is still not done. We still have many days in order for it to complete, and as you see, it's literally healing, right? It's fixing itself while we watch. So, if last week the weekly candle reached, I mean, from opening reached here, it was minus 10% at some point on others, and finally it closed in green. So this one also was minus 10 at some point. Yeah, apparently. No. Let me check it. Yeah, apparently it was. Yeah. So yeah, this one has same as good chances of closing in green, right? And especially looking at how the altcoin market is doing today, because Thursdays are very important for the altcoin market, and right now it's showing us it's pointing to the sky. So all we care about today is so it closes like this, and then I think the deal is sealed. But one thing I just spotted is that we made a new low, a new low here on the weekly. So it looks a little bit. It reminds me of how it looks on the Bitcoin chart. Because before I was saying, I was pointing out that we still have high lows. We don't have a lower low. Lower low usually is the a first warning sign that something could be going not exactly as we expect. So here is important to point it out that so far we have this lower low here. We are but the good thing to take away is that we just emerged from this very dense thick zone of support that many times was saving our butts. We are very close to it, so again the vicinity of it is telling me that with wind this strong blowing north, probably we will not see any type of turbulences that could seriously worry us, right? And on top of that, this is other chart, which is like aggregated chart of all of the altcoins listed on Binance, and we already have seen it in the past that TradingView can correct them backwards, right? So after this candle closes, a new opens after couple of days, few days, we can see this candle looking actually different than it looks right now. So that's a very important thing to remember, that those charts cannot be fully trusted, to be honest. They can hint at something at times, but you must always remember that they can be revised, after they have already been printed here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, how this one is doing on Thursday. Now what I want to see is the daily. Yeah, I like the daily. The daily is printed here. So we are negating, the way it looks right now, we are negating the growth of previous 1D. And yeah, now of course it starts to look like an M pattern. We are converting from possible W pattern to M pattern. Of course, M pattern is the opposite of W pattern, meaning that it's a bearish formation. W pattern is a bullish formation. So it's now it takes the turn I wanted it to take, and I was leaning towards. I was saying that it's much more likely we will continue a decline here, and once we take out 60.20, we should accelerate greatly. And as I say, I don't know why, but TradingView decided to take my magic line away again. This one, 60.20, as you see. I think that the next time we approach it, we will break it in a very convincing fashion, and then we will decline even further to 58.20, which once again, I don't know why TradingView did not save for me right here. This is the next level of support, and that should give us at least a little bit of resistance. I've been previously, I was talking about 60-20 in the same fashion, and indeed it gave us a little bit of a fight. We still have not won it, but I think the odds favor us greatly. That even this week, I think even this week we will close a daily below it. So that's what we all should be hoping for if we bet big on altcoins, right? And the asymmetry of trades on altcoins is much greater than on Bitcoin, especially by now. I mean, how much Bitcoin can still grow? Can it do 10x from here? Yeah, probably. I mean, it is possible, but how probable it is? It's a little bit. It's improbable. It's improbable with Bitcoin within the next year, performs a 10xer. Probably not. If it does 50% from here, I think it's a good game. It's a good game, and we can shake it, each other's hands. The biggest wins we will see, of course, obviously will happen in the altcoin market, and that is why if you're patiently waiting for it, I think you're on the right side. And especially if you have a strategy, if you don't panic buy and panic sell, then you are definitely on the right side. After we top out, of course, it will be the opposite. But right now, the most explosiveness, the most potential lays in altcoins and meme coins, because meme coins are altcoins are let's say another category of altcoins, a new category of altcoins, same as my own meme coin, right? Hightech, which you have here. And why is it so revolutionary? Why is it different than anything else? Because this is the only project I promote here, and it will stay that way. I repeat it every single live stream. Hence, it indirectly is kind of my stock, let's say. So it's a sort of a gateway to invest in my social media, in my live streams here on X, on YouTube, on Rumble, on Kick, on Twitch. So once you invest in here, as a matter of fact, you make me work for you. You make me work for your investment, right? So it grows. So this is, let's say, an approach that nobody so far has presented, and this is a much more serious way of treating the coin that you emit, and I think it gives a new standard a totally new standard to the meme coin scene. I think this project will serve as a blueprint sometime in the future to other launches, meme coin launches, and it will be studied. It will be studied what I've done here, how I've done here, how I've done here, what mistakes maybe what I did well, what I did wrong, and so on. Right? It will be analyzed. Let me take a look at this one. Is this guy is some spammer. I wanted to say scammer, probably scammer too, and spammer. But for whatever reason, I cannot delete. I would gladly delete this comment here, but I cannot do that. I don't know why. Rumble Studio does not give me optionality like that. All I can do is just to critique what this guy has written here, and that's it. So I will not waste my time on that. I can only and I pinned his comment. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, what else can I discuss here? Others I have discussed. Bitcoin dominance I have discussed. SPY I have discussed. Yeah, that more or less. Okay, let's switch back to the Bitcoin chart and let's take a look at the weekly again. Now it looks even better, definitely better. So it looks very bullish, guys. The weekly on Bitcoin looks very bullish. It looks like a very nice collab for a brief, sudden move to the upside, of course. And yeah, you should definitely not underestimate the bullishness of this market structure. It's looking really good. And on top of that, summer season, low liquidity, a lot of, let's say, a lot of, how do I say it? I mean, it's easy level of difficulty, right? This for market makers, this is the difficulty right now is in easy mode, right? It's low cost, very low cost of printing it the way they want it on the spot market. So that's what I wanted to say. And I felt a little bit short with my English. By the way, right now I'm working on a Python script that will be translating on the go what I say in my native language, in my mother tongue. Because I run two YouTube channels. One of course in my mother language, Polish, and another one I run here together with other live streaming platforms. And my wish is to actually do only one live stream, not two live streams a day. One live stream, and that second one will be translated on the go from my mother tongue, because I definitely, I sound much more eloquent in my mother language than in English. Always when you use your second language, in my case is actually even third language, you're not as sharp. You do not sound as sharp. Of course, you must be talking a little bit slower. You must be very careful with what expressions you want to use, because you will not find the right wording for it. So yeah, that would take off completely that limit from me, and I would sound much more native with the use of AI, translating on the go. So that's how I'm planning it. I'm working on it, and I can't wait until I pull that one off, so I can see the result. And later, who knows, maybe I will be even live streaming in more languages like that, in real time, with real time translation, with real time voiceover with my clone voice. So that's it gives me chills when I'm thinking about it. So yeah, who knows, maybe next week it will be ready. I'm working on it with Grok, and hopefully it will not give me much obstacles, much problems. So yeah, I think that's it when it comes to market overview. The charts, that's most I can say. All of it looks very, very good. Ethereum also looks very good. Continues to look good. On Ethereum, I'm still in a trade. It looks plus 54.74%. So this one did not shake me out. The Bitcoin market has shaken my position out of the trade, but not Ethereum. Why? Because Ethereum just is much more bullish, definitely much more bullish. That is why at the beginning of this live stream I commented on that whale from Hyperliquid, that he probably has taken the right decision, because Ethereum right now has a huge support of the Wall Street. Wall Street is betting big on Ethereum going higher. At some point, of course, they will completely turn their backs on Ethereum, but right now they're squeezing every single drop of juice out of it, and it will probably stay this way for quite a few months to go. Later they will be shorting it into the oblivion. So that is why do not get overexcited. If you're an Ethereum back holder, do not get overexcited. Maintain your head straight, same thinking. Remember that this is very highly speculative market. Ethereum, as a matter of fact, has really nothing to offer to to people that it should be offering something to, meaning the apps developers is way too expensive, way too slow. Other networks are much more attractive than Ethereum. So all it has left is a big name and lack of understanding among retailers, right? So that it will not be able to run like that for a very long time, unless something miraculous happens, like for example, I don't know, they come up with a fork that will completely wipe the floor with the competition. Of course, that is prone to change of conditions, but that is highly unlikely because of how big Ethereum is, how difficult it is to introduce drastic changes there by now. So yeah, probably you should be remembering about taking profits on the way up, and once it turns around, it starts to get big corrections. Just don't buy back into this market, because it probably will be on a fast way to zero, or somewhere there, somewhere around there. So that's my warning. I'm in a trade on Ethereum right now. As you see, it is giving me a very nice profits, but it's traded by my systems. I do not do it manually. Always remember it. Always have it in your mind. And whenever I talk about markets, whenever I give you my views here, my opinions, remember that I do not trade it manually, right? I can afford to be wrong, because even if I'm wrong, my systems will save me from committing very big mistakes, right? All right, so maybe let's go over to X. I mean, we have already visited X at the beginning of the show, so let's come back to it. Let's see. Maybe I'll get a little bit more of inspiration here. That's what I seek. But okay, before that, let's take a look at liquidation levels. So what is the presence of retailers as of today? Ethereum, almost $100 million liquidated in longs for the last 24 hours. Bitcoin 72 million. That's Ethereum, that's quite decent. Bitcoin, that's very low. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, let's see, yesterday 62. So even colder than the day before yesterday, but today is going to be better, because just look how it's doing. So it will have to, I mean, green colors, will have to hit it a little bit up, and yeah. So not much of a traffic, more or less same as it used to be. We still don't have vast retail with us. There is still just the same team of freaks that of psychotic crypto funds that stay here practically always. They never walk away, and now they're just gambling in between themselves, and that is what. And and of course, the big players are trying to squeeze them out of the last penny, and that's the state. That's current state of the market, right? We still the real retail still stays away. They're not even thinking about crypto. It's randomly getting into their ears. Rarely getting into their ears at very rare occasions. So that means we will have to print much higher numbers, much higher prices before we are audible to them, right? Okay, so let's move here. Number one in the USA. By the way, how is the connection going? Yeah, today is not giving me any troubles. It's actually quite fast even. Let me switch over to the live chat here. If you guys have any questions, of course, as I've mentioned so many times already, write me, guys. If you don't have anything to write, just say hi. and that's it. Let me remind you that later I'll be live streaming this one. Now I'm recording this live stream. I'll be playing it in a loop for a few hours later on, just so I get more exposure from all of these live streaming platforms. That's my way of hacking the matrix right now. It has been working pretty well for last few days. So don't freak out when you see me when you see me repeating myself again few times a few times within next few hours, because it's going to be it will be played from a recording, right? And don't be mad at me. I'm doing that. I'm informing you about it, so you don't waste your time. You don't have to listen to me again. But like I said, if I stay only with these live streams and I do not do those repeated live streams, then I get almost no exposure, right? Almost nobody gets notified about my content. The people have spoken. X is now the #1 news app in the USA. Yeah, that's pretty much across the whole world. I think X is dominating, and in its current state, that's good. Hopefully, they will not, they will not change the path, change the direction, or lose the path. Free speech is the way to go, definitely. Okay, what do we have here? I know some super intelligent people who have become super successful in particular businesses, and yet they still continue to completely dismiss Bitcoin. They refuse to even engage in discussion. What's up with that? And they are not super intelligent. That is simple as that. If someone does not understand, heard about crypto, have done at least a little bit of due diligence, and is not interested in crypto, forget about them being intelligent. They never were intelligent in the first place. Carl B. Menger. Damn. Bought this shitcoin back in 2013 and I am down 50%. Yeah, and purchasing power probably. Look on chain. 5 miner wallets woke up after being dormant for over 15 years and transferred 250 BTC out an hour ago. These miner wallets earned 50 BTC each from mining on April 26, 2010. Jeez. Oh, jeez. I have heard about Bitcoin in 2010, 2011, but I did not have enough of knowledge to actually understand it. I started to learn programming in 2010, and before I realized what I'm looking at, it was 2015. So I mean, I was slowly starting to realize, but like the let's say the final decision that I'm going all in was taken in 2015. New Trump says tariffs are making America great and rich again. Yeah, when we look at the numbers, I mean, the numbers about economy can be fabricated. I don't. Probably you all know it by now. So it's, of course he will be Donald Trump will be boasting about it because that's his job. But tariffs are never good. At the end of the day, the consumer will have to pay for it. So that's a taxation on the consumer. We're trying not to talk about crypto around non-crypto people. This one's funny. Nancy Pelosi says she does not engage in insider trading and has no concerns about her past investments. Yeah, right. Absolutely right. Like anybody will believe it. There is no way. What else she's going to say? Because even if she's caught red-handed with one time with insider trading, that's a criminal offense. Calchase. White House crypto report is out. That was 20 hours ago, but no details on the strategy Bitcoin reserve. This is exactly what I was talking about, and that is why the title of this live stream is as such. White House just posted about Bitcoin and crypto on their official account. It's happening. All right. They chill a little bit, at least a little bit. Lol, S&P, S&P, how it recovered. So are they trading already? No, not yet. No, it's too early. It's 10:55 UTC, so it's definitely too early. Let me check the chat, the live chat. Okay. Ricardo Spani, honestly, this is the worst product name. Distribution of BitChat so far. Is it? Is it that bad? I don't think it's that bad. I mean, any naming you can criticize. Like, what can you not criticize? What name choices you cannot criticize? Even Bitcoin you can criticize. It could be called, I don't know, DigiCash or something like that, or DigiGold or so, like, I don't know. There's so many names that probably would do a better job for Bitcoin other than Bitcoin. Like that, it's just in Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged. That was yesterday. It was totally to be expected. I don't think anybody really counted on it big time that we are going to have any sort of a change, one way or the other. This is Solana. In addition to Bitcoin, the United States will add what other coins to the National Digital Asset Stockpile? BTC, ETH, XRP, Sol, add a link. I don't know why they want to add XRP. Cardano is sounding a little bit weird too. But hey, I trade both of those coins. XRP and ADA and Cardano. So Ethereum, as I have shown on this version too. Even though I don't like it. Jim Cramer, and it's not like I have something against the founders or any the community. No, nothing like that. It's just that doesn't do the job. It's way too expensive, way too slow. That's why I don't like it. When that changes, I'm changing my mind. Documenting seller Jim Cramer says he's buying Bitcoin for his kids. We don't want to hear that. You know that. Bitcoin just absorbed a 9 billion sell-off, 80,000 coins without breaking stride. Yeah, that's true. That was 17 hours ago. This market has become very liquid. What 3 stars gets you in China? Okay, let's skip it. Let me tell you one thing, because Mario Nofal, he's talking about China in a big manner recently. Very often, most of those things um, are depicted in a very inaccurate way. Of course, you know, in every single country you will find very nice places and very bad places. But when we talk about Chinese, you must remember propaganda there is through the roof. It's through the roof. China is dealing with a lot of issues, and whatever positive you hear about them, divided by four, and you will probably still be somewhat away from reality. Cointelegraph today, Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko says, we need cryptography because the only thing AI can't generate are cryptographic signatures. What's your take? Okay. Bitcoin at 117K and central banks are still tightening. Imagine when they do the opposite. Yeah. At the beginning, we will see some sort of a dump probably, and later, with pure force of printers, fiat will keep devaluating. People will be searching for ways of preserving their purchasing power, and it's enough with just a tiny part of the population choosing crypto as their bet to preserve that purchasing power, to pump it like we never seen before. Coin Bureau, their bank, their rules, your wallet, your rules. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Trump announces 25% tariff on India plus penalty for Russian energy and weapons. I don't think that one will last very long. Because at the end of the day, an economy such as the United States, they need cheap labor. And it used to be China. Now they're cutting ties with China. The only natural replacement for it is India. So they'll have to come to some sort of agreement, to the right terms, because otherwise it will be very bad for the United States. Caesar, blink and we teleport to 150 keks. I think 150k will still happen this very year. FTX Alameda stake 20,736 ETH an hour ago. Between December 17, 2024 and January 9, 2025, Alameda withdrew 21,650 ETH from Bybit at an average price of $3,478. Yeah, like I said, the Wall Street is betting big on Ethereum, and it will not end anytime soon. You can easily give them several months before they say, okay, that's it. Stop coping and start longing. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich. Caesar. SEC chair just said America must do more than keep pace with the crypto asset revolution. We must lead it. I stand ready to help. Okay. The only way of winning it is to create a regulatory framework that will be as unrestrictive as possible. Any other way, leadership is not possible in this space. They're just trying to predict crypto market. A good one. That's why my systems, they are not trying to predict anything. They're just going with the flow. They're going with the trend. They spot a trend and they ride the trend. Your time is coming. This is what happens when you hold Bitcoin. Less coins, more track. Yeah. This is Vitalik Buterin, I believe. When he was little. Roll Pal. There is a very very small window to buy digital art from established and newly established respected artists at a reasonable prices. A very small window. Consider this a warning. So he's referring to NFTs, of course. Me, I don't like NFTs because they are very difficult to strategize. Very, very difficult. Unlike coins. Eric. Fun fact, the first Ethereum block was on July 30th, 10 years ago today. However, the first transaction did not occur until 8 days later on August 7th. Okay. I'm not an Ethereum freak, so of course I did not know about it. But yeah, it's a fun fact. Ethereum is breaking out. Titan of Crypto is warning us, is letting us know, according to his market analysis. As I said, it's looking really good. It's looking really bullish. Yeah. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up because there's not much news. I mean, at least for now. Maybe later today, um, it will get better. So share, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so, and of course consider getting yourself something small in high tech if you want to invest in my activity here on all of my social media, including all of my live streaming platforms. I mean, my channels on those platforms. This is a gateway for that. And like I said, I think this is a very interesting, completely fresh approach to like $1, $2, $3 worth, and later, see how you feel with it. I think that's the right way of doing things here. And yeah, thank you for your time. Obviously, I'll see you sometime soon. Cheers.